Although it's been a few weeks since our Holy Father visited the United States, nonetheless, I think you would agree with me that the blessings and the graces that have flowed from that extraordinary event are still in our midst. I still sense the energy and the enthusiasm and the goodwill that was generated by Pope Francis and his extraordinary appeal to not only the Church, but all people of goodwill. I had the privilege of being in Washington, being actually in the House of Representatives when the Holy Father gave his address, and I just marveled at how he could bring such a diverse and divided group of people to a moment of unity and goodwill and good humor. In Madison Square Garden, when he celebrated Mass for the faithful, and how he challenged us to a greater sense of service and mercy, and this sheer energy in the room. It was a grace. Now, for us here in the Diocese of Bridgeport, we've had two graces. Because as you know, right before the Holy Father arrived, we had that singular experience of Eucharistic prayer and worship and praise at Webster's Arena, where over 8,000 of us gathered to celebrate our Catholic faith and to bring the first half of the Synod process to a close. So now, where do we go from here? Well, here in our diocese, with the dual blessing of the closing of the Synod proceedings and the celebration of the Synod Mass, followed immediately by the apostolic journey of the Pope, we now have a golden opportunity, or what I would like to call a pastoral opportunity, where we can now, in the coming months, begin to put into action what the Synod and what the Holy Father has asked us to do. There is a window of opportunity before us. And perhaps for the next 6 months in particular, I'm asking you to work with me to bring to fruition some of the initial initiatives of the Synod, and also to enter into the observance of the Jubilee of Mercy that will begin on the 8th of December, and in particular at the Cathedral of St. Augustine, when I will have the ability and opportunity to open the Holy Door for our diocese and begin our observance together. More specifically, in the coming months, I will be delighted to give you some initial opening news for the Catholic Service Corps, which will be designed for young people and young adults to come together in local chapters and communities, to make a lifestyle commitment to service, to go hand in hand and shoulder to shoulder, to work on some really necessary projects, to make a difference in the life of those who are needy and marginalized and poor. If you're eligible to do this and you're interested, my ask is, come join us as we begin this great project of service. No differently than the Diocesan Leadership Institute. In the coming weeks, please God, I will be announcing a new director, an inaugural director, who will be able to work with me and our diocesan staff to allow the Institute to begin its work, to train, form, educate our adult leaders, our ministers, anyone who's searching for a deeper and more vibrant life of faith. The Jubilee of Mercy is going to allow us multiple occasions of celebration in prayer and in service to reach out to those who are in need. We have this opportunity. People within the church, you and I, those of our sisters and brothers who are not worshiping every Sunday, people of goodwill are now looking to see what is going to be different, what we are actually going to do in obedience to what the Holy Father has asked and what the Synod has asked. So I come before you today absolutely enthusiastic that this is the hour to begin our work together. This is the season when the church's renewal actually begin to take form in our midst, in our communities, in our parishes, in our schools. Keep watching all of our social media, because that is where you're going to hear the news unfold. That is where you will see the invitations to these events coming to you. And I'm going to ask you to make that sacrifice to join us. And in particular, in the initiatives for both Catholic Service Corps and the Diocesan Leadership Institute. As these initiatives unfold, become part of it. You know, we can sit back and always kind of muse what could be. And in our weaker moments, we could always sit back and complain about the things that are. This is an opportunity to join together to make a difference of what can be and make it a reality. So I'm going to look to you for support, for your prayers, and to join with me as we take this window of opportunity and give life to it for our good, the good of those whom we love, those we want to invite into our church, and for the good of everyone. So I ask you to make that commitment, and I assure you of my prayers as I ask you to continue to pray for me in this great season of renewal that you and I will live together in Jesus Christ.